Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I am Jonathan G Blanco, founder and CEO of Niftment and TF Labs. TF Labs is a Web3 NFT media management consulting firm. We basically work with brands, we work with organizations, and we help them figure out their Web3 strategies. We also host conferences and events. Interestingly enough, if you are in the Seattle area or Pacific Northwest, we'd love to make sure that you're coming to TF6, which takes place in Seattle, June 1st at the Triple Door. We have some amazing speakers from the Pacific Northwest area, as well as coming in from out of town, like Mark Yusko, who is with Morgan Creek Digital Assets. If you're a Bitcoiner, we have Vijay Boyapati, who wrote The Bullish Case for Bitcoin, which, by the way, you should definitely purchase that book if you haven't already. And even if you're not a Bitcoiner, that's really someplace to start in Web3, in my opinion. We have people from Chainlink who will be there, Tomas. We have people from TaxBit. TaxBit just had a really interesting and fun announcement in that they raised money from Catherine Hahn of Hahn Ventures, who is former general partner at A16Z. Who else do we have? We have Raul Sood of Mecca Fight Club. Mecca Fight Club just raised $40 million after recently raising $5 million. We have people from Stably, Corey Hong of Stably, CEO. Stably is actually going to be sponsoring the event as well. Definitely make sure you're taking a look at Stably. They're hiring, by the way. CoinMe is going to be there. They're also hiring. Chainlink is going to be there. They're hiring. Most of the companies who will be at TF6 are hiring. Polygon will be there. So anyways, Ross just put it in the thread there, the link to the event. One of the things I love to do, though, before we get started is I want to find out, where is everybody from? So if you can just do me a favor and just simply put in the chat, where are you listening in from? I'd love to see it. Put it in Canada. We're in Canada. So we got Vancouver, Canada as well. Quite a few folks from Rio de Janeiro. Obrigado. Thank you for joining us. I speak, eu falo português pouquinho, but I'm from Venezuela, so I speak Spanish, so I can kind of put the two together. So we got a lot of folks from Vancouver, from Brazil. We're lots of folks from Vancouver. Awesome. Well, Vancouver folks, come cross the border and come down to Seattle. We actually are also going to be putting on in-person events for free here at our office. For example, this Thursday, we'll be having an event about the crypto winter. You know, are we in a crypto winter? How can we learn from that? We are in our brand new TF Labs Niftment offices. We moved here about 2 weeks ago. So the way we're going to do this event is we're going to do a little bit different than we've done our past events on how to get a job in Web3. This is a monthly series that we do. So, you know, we've had people that have come to past how to get a job. And actually, if you have come to a past how to get a job in Web3, can you just throw a thumbs up in the chat? And we can have you, I'd love to see that. And if you're looking for a job as well, please put in the chat, hey, I'm looking for a job. If you're hiring, please put, hey, I'm hiring for a job as well. So anyways, the way that we are going to be hosting this is we're going to allow people to come on stage and ask questions. If you're looking for a job too, we're also going to allow you to come on stage and say something about yourself as well. But we'll do that here a little bit later. So I just want to prepare you all for that. Okay. And so a couple things that we're going to talk about is how to basically communicate your skills that you have in a Web 2 environment into a Web 3 environment overall. Because look, Web 3 is growing and growing and growing. And there's more jobs in Web 3 than there are people with experience in Web 3. So first and foremost, let's just talk about how to get a job in period, right? So the goal is when you're looking for a role, you're obviously, of course, going to be trying to find the jobs that most quickly align with what you're looking to do, you know, and what your experiences are, of course, right? Like that obvious, Jonathan, like, why are you saying that? However, you know, things are hyper competitive. Jobs are hyper competitive right now, especially considering that there is some concerns of, you know, financial slowdowns happening? Will there be layoffs, et cetera? One of the benefits of joining a company in Web3 is frankly the fact that because the space is still relatively new, there are tremendous amounts of opportunities to make sure that you have that you're able to start at one of these places. So there's three reasons I like to say, three things that you should highlight to get a job in Web3, and ideally you have at least two of the three. If you have all three of the three, that's great, but at least two of the three, and that's going to kind of help you. So first and foremost is, do you have some level of domain expertise in the job function that you're applying for? So what I mean by that is, let's say that you're a marketer and you've been doing marketing for 5 years, and you've been doing social media marketing, or you've been doing content marketing, or you've been doing digital marketing and ads. How do you make sure that you're showcasing the fact that you understand your job vertical better than other people? Okay. So that's one thing. The second pillar is essentially, do you have some sort of understanding or knowledge in the vertical that you're going into? So if you want to join an NFT company and you don't own a single NFT, chances are you're not going to be getting a job, because from a competitive landscape, there's going to be people likely applying to this role that maybe have an NFT overall. So if you're a developer, it's a little bit different, because developers are in such high demand, and code, for the most part, there's different syntax and there's different, languages, but for the most part, from like hierarchical, it's going to be the same. Again, though, if you want to be a developer in Web3, what are the things that you've done, either personally or professionally, to showcase that you have an understanding of Web3? That doesn't mean that you have to turn into a smart contract developer. That doesn't mean that you have to, start building on the blockchain. But do you understand like the reasons for the blockchain? Because there's a lot of companies out there who, though are technically Web3 companies, there's only a small percentage of the people, of the actual work being done actually being on the blockchain. So a lot of the fintech companies who do DeFi, there's not a ton of blockchain work being done. There is crypto being exchanged, there is transferring of funds, et cetera. But the actual blockchain work is minimal. So again, who cares that you don't have blockchain knowledge, but if you know how to work with APIs, et cetera. Okay, so we said, you have domain expertise in the job vertical. You have interest in, the industry, whether it be like NFTs or stable coins, et cetera, that you've been looking for. And then the third thing is, do you have some sort of experience, especially if you're going to be joining a startup or an early company? Do you have a level of experience that even outside of Web3 becomes incredibly valuable to the organization? So like if you worked at a FANG company, and you can bring some level of operationalness or professionalism, et cetera, highlight and showcase those. If you haven't worked at FANG, highlight and showcase that you're very scrappy and you know how to figure things out. How do you highlight these sorts of things? So again, those are the three things that you really need to be thinking about overall when you're looking for a role. So what I want to do real quick before I move forward is I'm going to go through these comments a little bit, and I'm going to just highlight a couple people here that said they're looking for roles. And then a lot of you said that you're looking for jobs, but feel free to reply again and say like what type of job that you're looking for. And so, Saba said, he's a web developer and looking for, something entry level. So Saba, that's a great place to be, for example, depending on it looks like you're a student. So whether you come in as a intern, or, you work, you come into an org and say like, hey, I'm looking to learn, and this is what I can bring, and I work hard. And, I'm willing to work at low salary or whatever, just so I can learn and make sure this is the time I can commit to, and you really do well. They're not going to want to let you go. Right. And so I think a lot of times people think about things like, oh, well, I make a lot of money at this company, and so I don't want to leave this company to make less to learn something. But remember, like you're earning or you're learning, so you got to be sure you're doing one or the other. So if you're earning, cool, you're doing stuff maybe that you don't love, but you're making really good money. If you're learning, perhaps you're not making quite as much money as you would be making before, but you're just learning a ton. When I got into Web3, I got interested in it personally in 2016. And then in 2017, I decided to start a company in the space with some colleagues. We were doing loyalty rewards and basically replacing the existing loyalty point system with a crypto. I remember I left a very high paying job, probably the best paying job I've ever had, to do this. And the thought that went into my head when I was willing to do it was, okay, I'm going to leave this high paying job with security and benefits and health insurance, et cetera, to make no money, was because I felt like what I would be learning would be invaluable. And worst case scenario, I could go find another job with the skill sets that I took on. That company, unfortunately, ended up going under, but I stayed in the space since as an entrepreneur. And, now, we're building a couple companies now, in the space essentially. So you got to think about, from your point of view, what are the things that you're looking for that are the intangibles overall? Obviously, everybody needs to make a living. Obviously, everybody, needs to make sure that they're, covering their basic needs. But, again, if you are able to sacrifice a little bit at the start, you have to make sure that you're still learning. If you start getting to this point where you're not learning anymore and you're sacrificing still, that there's going to be some natural tension that's going to occur for you overall. But again, if you're with the right company or the right company seeing this, they're not going to let you go, right? They're going to be like, hey, this is great. Thanks so much for coming in at this, early juncture of us. Now we want to make sure and wrap you up here with us, long-term overall. Again, now there's two different types of companies to essentially join, or, multiple, of course, but it's going to be different whether you're joining a mature crypto company. So think of it like, Coinbase. Coinbase is definitely a mature crypto company, as they have already IPO'd. So they're bound to making sure that they're doing things in that context versus a startup. So if you have a job now at a FANG company, and you want to get into crypto, a really easy transition is into like a Coinbase type of company, whether it be Coinbase or FTX, one of these large crypto exchanges, for example. I would say on the call it still startup, like as in hasn't hasn't issued an IPO. OpenSea would be one of those, some really interesting opportunities there. But again, not everybody's built for startup life too, right? Startup life is just different. There's less security. Sure, someone might pay you your rate now, but what happens if they're not able to fundraise anymore? There's some pros and cons to joining a startup. But again, going back to this whole, like, are you learning? And if you're learning, that's ultimately where you're getting that value. So I feel like I've done kind of this overarching, how do you get a job in Web3, et cetera, overall. Now, the last thing I want to do, and then I want to open it up for questions. And then I also, again, we're going to do, call it 2 blocks of time, where I'm going to let anybody come on stage. There's a little button, I believe, that allows you to raise your hand. And I'm going to let anybody come on stage, and you're going to be able to let us know that you're looking for a role and what type of role you're looking for. You have 30 seconds to do it, though. So what I want you to do, and if you have to write this down, please write it down. And so this is kind of the format that you do it. Hello, my name is blank. I live in blank. I have been doing X for this amount of time. So I've been doing UX for this amount of time. I'm looking for a job at a crypto startup or crypto company of this type of size or experience, et cetera. And the best way to reach me is Boom, boom, boom. So I'll just do it real quick. Hey, my name is Jonathan. I have been a product manager and web developer in the crypto and NFT space for the last 5 years. I've been working on NFTs and loyalty for that time. I'm currently looking for a role at a more mature company, ideally that has already found product market fit. And I'd love to be a product manager at that type of company. You can reach me here. Okay, so super short, super sweet. And so I'd love to do that and give anybody the opportunity to come up and share that they're looking for things or share what they're looking for. And then after that, if there's anybody here in the chat that is actually looking to hire people, I similarly want to give you the same opportunity to let people know that you're hiring and what types of jobs you're hiring for. Similar format. Hey, my name is Jonathan. I am the recruiting manager for Niftment. We do this for that. So Niftment, we do loyalty and rewards with NFTs and commerce infrastructure. We're looking to hire, and this is actually for real, by the way. We're looking to hire a web developer who understands how to build Shopify, BigCommerce, or Salesforce Commerce Cloud apps. So if you know how to build a Shopify app, a BigCommerce app, or a Salesforce Commerce Cloud app, please reach out to me. You can message me in the thread here, or you can follow me on Twitter at JGProduct there. Cool. All right. So that's that. All right. So is there anybody in the chat that wants to come on stage? How do I see the hands raised? All right. So we got Leonardo. Hey, Leonardo, how are you?
Oh, hey, Jonathan. I'm fine. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind following that format.
Yep.
Would love for people to get to know you, and thanks for joining us. Real quick though, you being in Rio, how did you find out about this event?
I've been joining some meetups that have online events. So basically, I did a search and I found some very interesting ones, like mostly blockchain related, obviously. So all Web3 meetups.
Great, awesome. So yeah, if you want to use that format and let us know.
Yep. Yeah, here I go. So hello, my name is Leo. I have been doing backend Java development for like 15 years on traditional finance. I lived in London for a while, worked for IG Group. It's a big group there. Like I have been a technical team leader, have been lean agile coach. I'm studying blockchain. I'm like Morales Academy doing pretty much all the courses they have about it. I'm building a portfolio and I will be available for remote work as soon as I know something about blockchain and I can build a portfolio. That's it.
Awesome. And have you done any blockchain work just yet?
No. Just doing
just
the classes and like... just basic like hello world stuff. Nothing.
Well, again, like I said before, the good thing about blockchain and the good thing about from a developer standpoint is you don't necessarily need to be a blockchain developer, but if you can make sure that, you said you have experience with backend and Java. And so if you can make sure that the proper APIs are calling to either the smart contract or things are getting recorded properly, like, you need that. So for example, on our team at Niftment, we have one blockchain dev, and then we have like 3 non-blockchain devs, for example, and they're always working together. But the one blockchain dev is kind of in charge of the technical stuff and definitely teaches our non-blockchain devs, but we don't necessarily need them to, but we do need them to understand like why we're doing certain things. So anyways, Leonardo, thanks for joining us. When you go off, make sure to put like your LinkedIn in the chat so people can reach out to you if they want to.
Yep, I'll do.
All right. So let's get Tristan up here. Hey, Tristan, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. You're sounding a little faint. I don't know if you're able to turn up your microphone a little bit.
Yeah, is that better?
It's a little bit better. Can you go even more than that, actually?
Hello.
Now a little bit lower. Sorry. Perfect. So you're in Round Rock. You're in Round Rock, which is just nearby Austin. Did you find out about this through our Austin meetup?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna be in Austin on June 6th through the 11th, and so we might put something together in person. So be on the lookout for that.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. So Tristan, yeah, same thing. If you want to put that format together, let people know about you, and yeah, have at it.
Yeah. Well, in case you didn't hear just now, my name's Tristan. I live in Round Rock, which is just north of Austin, and I've been doing full stack development for about a year. And prior to that, I was a full-time musician. Kind of made a hard transition there a few years
Oh,
back.
cool. What instrument did you play?
Mostly drums and percussion, but name one, and I probably had to do it for a gig at some point because I needed
Nice.
money for lunch.
Nice.
Anyway, I'm looking for nearly anything, right? I'm not trying to keep too narrow of a focus here. Probably like a brand new startup with a small team is not ideal because I'm kind of on the junior end. But beyond that, I'm open to anything that's front end or full stack or even back end. Although I'm a little.
So, question for you: when you said you're kind of on the junior end, so maybe not like an early startup, is the reason why because maybe you feel like you wouldn't get enough mentorship needed? Is that kind of the thought?
Yeah, I think at least with the startups I've seen, it's usually been like they weed me out anyway because they're like, we need somebody who can immediately assume a lot of responsibility, which I don't feel totally comfortable doing yet. So yeah, essentially what you said.
Yeah, I think the way I would kind of phrase it, just as a suggestion, is like, yeah, I'm open to startups that have, like a strong technical team. Like, kind of, you just kind of, and by saying like you saying it that way versus how you said it, now kind of makes it sound like, hey, like it's not about you being junior. It's the fact that you just want to make sure that you're not the most senior dev. Like being that you're junior, you're not the most senior dev, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, very cool, awesome. Well, Tristan, thanks for joining us, and yeah, feel free to put your information there in the chat, and hopefully we can see you when we're in Seattle, or sorry, in Austin.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, have a good one, man. Hiroshi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So
oh, you muted yourself.
Sorry, can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah, but you keep muting yourself by accident, I think. You're muted right now. Oh, we lost Hiroshi. Oh, there he is. Are you there, Hiroshi?
Yes, sorry. Somehow I cannot turn my camera. Sorry about that.
Are you on your phone?
No, I'm on my desktop, a laptop.
But it still won't let you turn on the camera? Okay, I'm not sure. Oh, it's probably you have a setting. So if you go to audio video settings.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Muted me. Yeah, there you are. We see you now. Hey, Hiroshi.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Nice. So the format. If you could just say, yeah, hey, I'm Hiroshi. This is what I've been doing. This is what I'm looking for. Have at it.
Oh, yeah. So my name is Hiroshi Saba from Vancouver, Canada. And I have been studying developing software development for about a year. So I regret to say that I have no professional developer experience for now, but I would call myself, aspiring, dedicated, passionate developer because even though I don't have any prior experience, I've got a part-time jobs as a code reviewer in my college. So but I don't have any experience, but I am strongly interested in with this kind of a Web3 and crypto world. So I just wanted to network with people here. So I just dropped my LinkedIn profile into my chat box. So I would really love to connect with you. Everything about me is inside there, including portfolio and everything resume. So thank you for your time.
Great. Thanks, Hiroshi. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Where you're from, you're calling in from Vancouver?
Sorry?
You're calling into us from Vancouver?
Yes, I'm in Vancouver now.
Great. Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
All right, who's next? Pablo from Surrey, Canada, which is near Vancouver. How you doing, Pablo?
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Sorry about that. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm like an hour from Vancouver. Um, um, so yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and.
Yeah, so give us
um,
that format that you see there that Ross put there.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
yeah, who you are, what you've been doing, and
So
what you're looking for.
I'm a business analyst. I have experience on retail, e-commerce, on a big company. Currently, I'm transitioning into data analysis, so I'm getting a postgrad in data analysis. And I guess, as it has been said, I don't have any experience on development or anything, but I'm really passionate. I guess that's what I can bring into the table. I read about the blockchain, crypto every day, and I cannot wait until the day that the world gets benefit from the blockchain.
Nice.
I'm currently learning Java and SQL
Very
and
cool.
Python.
Did you say you don't have a lot of experience with development, or you do have experience with development?
I don't. I
Oh,
just
okay.
started.
Oh, you just started, but you do have a lot of experience with data analytics. Is that what you said?
Business analysis. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Well, Pablo, thanks for joining us. Yeah, please put your information in the thread so anybody can reach out to you overall. And we'll talk to you soon. Pablo, where are you from originally?
I'm from Colombia.
Colombia. Okay, I saw Zambrano and I thought it
Yeah.
was either Colombia or Venezuela. I'm from Venezuela, so that's why I was like, he has to be Colombian or Venezuela with Zambrano.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto. Gracias por venir.
Uh-huh.
Saludos. So real quick before we move on to Eric is, again, if you want to come on up, really encourage you to raise your hand. It's a great opportunity. We have about 50 people in this room right now who are coming in and out. There's people in here who have messaged me privately that they're looking to hire. So, this is a good opportunity to do so. And worst case scenario, this is just practice for you and kind of articulating, overall what you're looking for. So do make sure to put your information in the chat or see, if you are looking for that. Also, real quick, please do me a favor and give me a follow on Twitter. I put that in the thread, and we'll keep this going. And then if you are here because you're hiring, I want to, again, give you the opportunity to also come up here as well. So with that, Eric, thanks for joining us. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks, Jonathan. And hi, everybody. So I'm Eric. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I'm a fresh grad in UX design and some background in business management. And right now I'm looking for an entry-level job in UX design in the blockchain industry, preferably consumer-facing level. I've been involved in the blockchain. I've been involved in the crypto space since 2017. And overall this years, I've really felt like I think the space has a lot of need for UX design. I think there are a lot of pain points coming from new users trying to just wrap their heads around crypto, especially for just the regular Joes and Janes. And that's what I hope to do and hope to achieve is try to humanize blockchains. And feel free to reach out to me. I'll add my links over there later on. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Eric. And thanks for joining us. I assume that you joined, you saw our meetup in Vancouver. Is that how you joined?
Yep, that's right.
Cool. Well, yeah, I look forward to seeing you at future events as well. And hopefully sometime you can make it over the border and come to our events here. Before the pandemic, by the way, for those of you who are in Vancouver, some of you might have met me in person. We actually used to come to Vancouver once a month. We did that for about a year and a half, and then the pandemic hit, unfortunately. So every single month we'd come up and we would host in-person live events and talk about blockchain. So hoping that that changes in the sense that, things get a little bit calmer and smoother. But again, in the meantime, we'll be doing more and more of these video events. So Eric, thanks for joining us. And yeah,
thanks.
Hopefully you can join us either in Vancouver or come down to Seattle sometime.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Eric. John, how you doing? John, are you there? We can't hear you if you're, I see you type. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Cool. We can hear you now. Yeah. Are you able to turn your camera on? There you are. Hey, John, how's it going?
I'm going great. Going great.
Nice. Well, hey, you're a blockchain and smart contract researcher. I'd love to, if you could follow that format, tell people about yourself, and thanks for joining us.
Sure. John Gostomsky. I've been doing research in software for a long time, but basically got into this about a year, 2 years ago, close enough. But in the last 6 months, working with Solidity to basically do smart contracts. What I'm saying is smart contracts are everywhere, and NFTs basically are just the beginning of what's going to happen and what's happening for Web3. Blockchain is very important, but it's an inventory technology. And the idea is I've got a project I've just introduced to a couple of groups that I'm dealing with that basically see if we can get this as a pilot program, because that way we introduce blockchain for what it's supposed to be, and then essentially that's out of the picture. And then in that sense, we can move on to the next level where the NFTs are going to be the smart contracts of the future. And the people I'm involved with up in New York online essentially are really, really smart. And it's about how we can make all these things come together and basically have a really decent marketplace for what
Very
people
cool. Well,
and it's
John,
about safe and secure software. That's the biggest thing.
excellent. Well, thanks so much for joining us. Where are you calling in from?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, awesome. Did you find us through our Austin meetup by chance?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, great.
Right.
Awesome. Well,
I bypassed Austin. Unfortunately, I came up here, so I should have gone backwards.
Well, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we make sure that we post all our events on Meetup, but yeah, do give the TF you and everybody listening, make sure that you're following us on Twitter at TF Labs. Ross will put that in the thread. And then please do also give me a follow at JG Blanco, or sorry, JG Product, because that's where we always post all the events that we do. So John, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll hopefully see you soon.
Okay.
Gabriel, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Which Newport are you in? There's lots of Newports around the States.
I'm in Newport, Washington.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, so my name's Gabriel. I'm from Newport, Washington, and I've been in a boot camp for about like a year and a half, learning full stack, so front end, back end. And then I just got out of an internship that was covering blockchain. They're actually trying to create a database for lab testing so that there could be a database that was tokenized, and any company that wanted to use those products would have access to the NFT. But yeah, I'm looking just to learn more, get more structure. I am open to startups. I am open to any kind of Web3 company. Currently, I'm just working on getting more familiar with smart contracts, and yeah, just tokenizing things.
Cool. Thanks, Gabriel. And yeah, glad. So Newport's a little far from Seattle, but hopefully you can come to one of our events in Seattle at some point soon. It'd be good to meet you in person.
Yeah. Are you guys coming down in June 1st? Did I see that right? Or
yeah. So June 1st in Seattle is going to be our, and we're in Seattle ourselves, but June 1st is going to be our blockchain conference, TF6 blockchain conference. And Ross will put that in the thread again where people can get tickets for that.
Great. Thank you, Jonathan.
All right. Thanks, Gabriel. Hey, Saba, how are you?
Yes, I'm good. Can you listen to me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can't see you yet, though. Are you able to turn your camera on?
Camera is on. I think it's taking a bit of a time. Yep. Yeah. Hi.
Hey, Saba. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're most welcome. In fact, I'm so happy. This is the first time I'm ever coming to a meetup.
Oh, well, glad. I'm so glad that it's our meetup. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thanks.
So you're in Vancouver. You're a web developer student.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind sharing in that same format, you know, who you are and what you're looking for. And let's see, hopefully if we can help people, you know, find you a role.
Sure. Well, hi everybody. My name is Saba. I am from Vancouver, Canada. As my qualification, I have done my master in computer application, but I went into teaching profession. And since so long, I have been into teaching profession. So recently I wanted to try some coding and all. So I went for a boot camp in Brain Station, and I completed a web development boot camp. And now I want to bit transition from teaching to an web developer. So that's what I'm looking for, an entry level job, so that I can gain more experience, more hand-on experience, because I have few projects, but I want to like gain more knowledge and skill.
Sorry, I was muted. That's great. That's so great to hear. And it looks like you're in Vancouver. So did you hear about us through our Vancouver meetup page by chance?
Exactly. Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, please make sure that you're following us on our TF Labs on Twitter, as well as follow me on Twitter as well. And you, like I said, we do this quite monthly, this event. And then we also do other events, by the way, for anybody listening. So a couple weeks ago, we did a Web3 and gaming meetup here virtually. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be doing a meetup about Bitcoin. So if anybody here is really into Bitcoin, and even if you're not, I definitely recommend joining us. It's a good place to kind of understand some origin sort of things. But Saba, thanks so much for joining us, and look forward to getting to know you better.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Please, if you still want to come up, please make sure you keep raising your hand. And then eventually we're going to move to people that are hiring. So Marcus, welcome. How you doing?
Hey, everyone. I'm doing good.
Excellent. Where are you? Austin, Texas. So did you find our meetup in Austin?
I did.
Awesome. Marcus, tell us that same format. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're looking for, and have at it.
Cool. So currently I'm a network engineer. I'm also a full stack dev student. I've been in the blockchain space since 2017, doing some mining and crypto, and in the DeFi space as well, participating in a couple of DeFi projects there as well. And then once I finish this developer bootcamp here, I'm looking to dive into the Web3.
Very cool. So you were mining and doing things in Web3 before you even went through the dev bootcamp?
Yep.
Very cool. So that's great. And you know, kind of as a learning lesson for anybody here, like that's a great thing to highlight, of course, right? So like the fact that, you know, even before you learn, you know, quote unquote developer skills, like you were, you know, figuring out how to mine, like that's complex. Like it's not like you just plug something in and it works. So yeah, like really showcasing and highlighting that, and the fact that, you know, you went to dev bootcamp and now you want to keep working in that. It's a great story of a progression. So yeah, that's awesome. Marcus, thanks for joining us and thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
We'll see you soon. Petra, how are you? And then we also... Petra, we can't hear you, unfortunately. We could see you for a second, but now we can't see you or hear you. You're muted. Uh-oh, Petra, we lost you. Come back. There you are.
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. How you doing?
Oh, great. I'm doing great. Actually, I'm in Burnaby, Canada. I'm a kind of experienced guy. I have 20 years experience in IT. I'm not a developer. I used to work as sysadmin, consultant, doing whatever you have to actually work as SRE. So I have some background developing, and I did some mining as well. I mined a bit of Chia.
Chia,
the hardest one. But unfortunately, the exchange that I used to work with, it's not allowed to work in Canada anymore. So I cannot mine anymore. I do have a bit of mine at home as well. So I'm totally in this crypto stuff. I have a few trades, etc. I'm doing some stuff, but actually I'm interested to know if someone is interested to hire some part-time. I was looking to part-time, maybe support for this kind of environment. I'm a very Linux experienced as well. So infrastructure and backend, usually it's my strong point.
Excellent. Well, Petrus, thanks for joining us. Glad you're joining us from Burnaby. I'm assuming you saw us in Vancouver meetup, so thanks for joining. And you know, hopefully, if you're able to cross the border, you can visit us in Seattle on the 1st for a conference. There's going to be some, you know, really good networking there. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So it looks like we went through everybody who was interested. I want to give one more opportunity for anybody here who is looking for a job. If you are looking for a job and you feel a little nervous, or maybe you're a little shy to come on stage, I want to invite you to raise your hand because, like I said, we are going to shift the conversation here in just a second. Alex, how you doing? You're in Bellevue, our backyard.
Hey, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you, Jonathan?
Doing well. How you doing?
Great, great. Yeah, I'm just 30 minutes away from Seattle. My background is actually a little bit more complicated than the people in front of me. So I worked at Microsoft about 15 years ago on the operating system part. So I'm very familiar with operating system, distributed systems. So my background back in grad school, actually I attended University of Texas. So I also see a bunch of folks from Austin who come home. So then I did a bunch of startups. One of the companies, went IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. Then I also went to Asia to work on another startup. But I just came back to Seattle because my family live here. So I'm looking for...
Alex, I don't mean to cut you off, but you got to give me the 30-second version is all.
Okay, yeah, just
no problem.
5 more seconds. And so I'm looking for, I'm definitely interested in the Web3 space, and I'm looking for positions that can also fit my background and also into this dynamic and passionate space. So back to you. Glad to be
Alex,
back in Seattle.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We're going to be hosting an event this Thursday, so hopefully you can join it. That's a free event. And then, like I said, on the 1st, we are going to be hosting our conference. So hopefully you can come down to the conference.
Yes, I already registered for the conference.
Oh, you did? Excellent.
Yes. Yeah.
When did you register?
Last weekend, I believe.
Great. Well, I'm glad you registered. Awesome. Well, we'll see you there. We'll meet in person.
Okay, great. See you, Jonathan.
Thanks so much. All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing? Point Roberts. Where's Point Roberts at? Oh, we can't hear you for some reason. Check your microphone settings.
I'm muted. I'm sorry, I forgot I was on that mic. Yeah, and it was muted. So Point Roberts is a penny exclave of Canada. It's so if you just anyway, it's 35 minutes from Vancouver. It is in Washington State, Whatcom County. It's a little 5 square mile area. Anyway, a penny exclave is like a peninsula that juts out south of the.
Oh, that's like So if you went to the Blaine border and then you just shot over to the left, that little.
You'd have to swim from there, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. All right.
You have to circle around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So by land, you'd have to circle around. Anyway, so I've been unemployed for a while, over 2 years now, which is, I don't know. I had a number of interviews, but anyway, mostly I interview for SQL and database positions and reporting, that sort of thing. So that's what most of my resume looks like since 2007. I have done some web stuff. I really haven't done anything in the blockchain space. I've been fascinated with it, partly because of my fascination with Haskell as of 2012, attending the Seattle Haskell meetup. And I was fascinated with Cardano, but not enough to buy any until recently, unfortunately, at over $1 instead of 3.6 cents when I wanted $1 million, but I didn't buy any. But anyway, oh well. So I've been, I guess I've been a little bit of a speculator, which is probably more of a distraction than it should be. Anyway, I would enjoy a position working with Haskell or Scala or but I don't know much blockchain. I haven't even minted an NFT yet. I thought I was going to mint some on Solana or something, but Solana's written in Rust. So I'm fascinated with Rust as well. I could see myself working with there because I have some struggles with types in the higher level languages like Haskell and Scala. They just, I don't know. It's like too much syntax or something, or it's kind of, I mean, I can use monads, but but just actually defining a monad may not be hard. You just define the bind operator. It's just, there's something about the abstractions that's a little bit of a struggle with, at least with Scala. So anyway, I think I have the competence to learn what I need, but there's some gaps in my knowledge to really call myself a Scala or Haskell or functional programming expert. So
what I would say though is that like understanding like database management and like MySQL and these sorts of things is definitely super necessary in the blockchain field. Mike Morgan, who is a member of our Niftment team and TF Labs team, he's kind of a MySQL, he just loves that. And so that's come in super handy for us. So anyway, he just goes Postgres till I die. So anyway,
I'm more Postgres. I've used Postgres the last 2 years. I really haven't used MySQL much yet. But I've used MS SQL since 1996.
Awesome. Well, Aaron, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you in the future as well.
Right. Thank you.
Again, please make sure that you are following us on Twitter at TF Labs. As well as me at JG Product. And that's the best way to make sure that you're staying up to date on all of our events, virtual and in person. Gilbert, how you doing? Burnaby.
Hey, I'm good.
Good. Awesome.
Can you hear me all right?
We can. Yeah, go for it.
All right. I'm Gilbert. I'm in Burnaby, Canada. My history is a little bit, I guess, different from these guys. I have about 8+ years in the finance industry. More specifically in the sports betting industry. I was a broker, trader, market analyst, data analyst. I work in Vancouver, England, London, Toronto, and now I'm back in Vancouver. I just kind of did a hard switch, I guess, of industry. I'm kind of diving into developing. Just really got a obsession for it when I discovered what VBA was, and I was coding a lot of Excel. I'm sorry, Jonathan, are you talking to me or?
No, apologies.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Apologies.
Just kind of lost my. Oh yeah, I kind of got into coding from VBA for Excel, and then for about 2 or 3 years, on top of what I was doing for my old company, I was writing a lot of the VBA as well. And starting from this year, 2020, I just kind of self-study a lot of web developing. So I did like a lot of front end, back end. What I hope to work with is back end and with data. So I'm looking for anything really. I'm just looking to learn at the moment. In terms of the crypto world, was quite involved since early on. I got Bitcoins early on, did some farming, staking, pools, NFTs. So if I have a chance to work in the 3.0 space with data and some sort of backend, that'll be perfect for me, I think.
Excellent. Well, Gilbert, thanks for joining us. Appreciate you being here. Look forward to seeing you at more virtual events that we do, and hopefully you can come to Seattle, or we'll see you in Vancouver when we head up there.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you.
Got it. Thanks, Gilbert.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Ruiz. We freak you out a little bit. Ruiz,
yeah. Can you hear me? Or
we can hear you, but we can't see you.
I don't know why my camera isn't working.
So go to settings, and you might have it set to like a different camera. So it looks like Ruiz also went through BrainStation. BrainStation seems like a great spot. While we wait for him to come back, I wanted to mention Ritu. Ritu, she goes, "Hi guys, I'm a student of computer science, currently working as a technician, software and hardware at a surgeon's practice. I am new to Web3. I'm looking for entry-level positions, even volunteer positions, as I'm looking to learn from experienced people." All right, Ruiz, how you doing?
Hey, Jonathan. Thanks for hosting this. Yeah, my name's Ruiz. I'm from Vancouver. I recently graduated from a data science boot camp at BrainStation. And before that, I was sort of teaching myself like Python, like all the data science related skills before then. So I know I'm pretty good. I think I'm decent at Python, SQL, do a little bit of Bash, stuff like that. Yeah, and I just recently got involved with like the Web3 space and the crypto space. I first like I got exposed to this DAO called Klima DAO, where they kind of, I don't know if you've heard of them, but what they do is like they kind of they make it really easy for people to like offset their carbon emissions by having carbon credits on the blockchain and like sort of starting up that whole ecosystem. So I've been kind of volunteering in that space for a while, and I'm looking to dive a little bit deeper into space. And yeah, and I'm also looking forward to any events that you guys will be having in Vancouver in the future. So yeah.
Great. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Reese. All right. So I think that is everybody who has had their hands up. Again, want to give one last chance for anybody who's looking for a role or a job to raise their hand and come up. But in the meantime, if you are currently hiring at your company, I want to invite you to raise your hand now and let us know what roles you're hiring for. I'll go first until anybody else raises their hand. There's a couple of people I know that said they had to leave. So Patrick, raise your hand here in just a sec. Actually, why don't you come on up now if you want to. As a job seeker, Patrick, are you able to raise your hand to come up? Are we able to invite them, Ross? I just did. Okay. Well, while Patrick comes up, and again, if you are a company that's looking to hire, we do want to invite you to come up and let people know that you're looking to hire. But at Niftment, we are hiring for two separate roles primarily. So first, we're looking to hire for a director of product management. So we're looking for a director of product management. We're also looking for who has experience with commerce, so like Shopify, BigCommerce, those sorts of things, or understands e-commerce and retail. And then we're looking for software developers who have built or have experience building on Shopify, BigCommerce, Salesforce Commerce Cloud, Adobe Commerce, which used to be called Magento, or at least want to learn how to figure that out. So if you fall into that lane, feel free to reach out to me, or you can reach out to Mike Morgan, who is our VP of operations. Anybody else looking to hire, please come on up. But in the meantime, Patrick, you raise your hand. Let's bring you up now. Hey, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
So my name is Patrick Lance. I'm from Austin, Texas. I've got 10 years of business-to-business sales experience, biz dev experience. Been in the crypto space since 2017. Recently was part of the team that tokenized the first commercial real estate property in Austin, Texas. And I've recently started a company called Zero to Haskell to give programmers in the Cardano ecosystem the base knowledge of Haskell that they needed in order to learn Plutus. I'm looking for a biz dev or account management position, preferably somewhere in the startup arena, post Series A though.
Post Series A. Got it. And would you like to stay in the real estate vertical by chance?
No, I would absolutely love to not work in securities and blockchain.
Nice. All right. Well, Patrick, thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Awesome. All right. Excellent. So does anybody here want to share if they're hiring for a job? If not, I do know that Stably is currently hiring. Stably is a stablecoin project based in Seattle area. They're going to be sponsoring the TF6 conference, and we've had quite a bit of success. CoinMe, also based in Seattle, is actually hiring as well. We'll have Ross put their jobs on in the link here, and if you would like to apply to either of those, you can let us know, and we can help make any introductions. I love Aaron. Is the idea of a stablecoin even possible? Yes, Terra Luna with the algorithmic, of course, was very problematic, but they're not doing algorithmic stablecoins. Well, excellent. looks like we're getting ready to wrap up. So if you have any other questions, always feel free to reach out to us. I'm hoping this was helpful. I'd love feedback real quick, even if it's good or bad. If you like this format, please just let us know in the comments real quick, or give us a thumbs up, and then feel free to also reach out to us if you like other formats. We will also still be doing this and have, we will also be doing panels on this as well. We just thought this could be an interesting way to go about it and talk about it. So remember, the most important thing is you want to make sure that you are showcasing the elements about yourself that stand out. First and foremost, you're willing to work hard. You're easy to work with. Like, you're going to figure this out, because this stuff's hard. It's different. You have to kind of think a little bit further. So really make sure that you're showcasing, those types of elements when you're reaching out to folks, overall. And yeah, so again, I'm super thankful for everybody being here today with us. It's fun, when we're not able to be around. It's really cool having a lot of you from Vancouver and Austin, and we're here in Seattle. Again, we do have our conference, TF6, June 1st in Seattle. Ross put the link there. If you're anywhere driving distance, you should definitely come on down. And then we have a discount code for you for TF6. Go ahead. Ross is going to put the discount code here, which I believe is Web3 or Web3 Jobs. So if you click the link that is pinned at the top of the thread there, if you click that link and put in Web3 Jobs, you'll get $100 off. Vishal, it'd be really cool if we start our in-person meetups in Vancouver. I hope so. I hope we can do that. Patrick, I will be at Consensus and there that week as well. Maybe we'll do something in person together then for TF Labs. All right, everybody. Really appreciate all of you. Please make sure, again, that you're following us on Twitter. Follow us on LinkedIn. Twitter, LinkedIn. We're just TF Labs, and I'm JG Product. And yeah, that's going to be the best way that you can find out about the events that we'll do in person in Austin as well. I hope you all have a fantastic day. We'll see you all soon.